Welcome to this short video, Energy Healing for Shingles. 1 out of every 3 people will get shingles at some point in their life, and that particular virus, symptoms of that virus tend to be exacerbated by heat. So it is my great joy to offer this healing to you at this very hot time of year. May it relieve your symptoms and leave you in a better place than you were when you started. I got shingles in 1983 and with chickenpox, and got rid of it with this technique, and it's really a pleasure to pass it on to you. So let's get started. You're going to need a few things. One is space and time. You need a place that's where you be uninterrupted, and you want to select a time when you will also be uninterrupted. One of my favorite times is at night while falling asleep, because you're in a nice, when you're falling asleep at night, you're in a nice settled space. Generally, the awareness moves away from the visual and auditory fields, and you go more into a feeling mode, and being in a feeling mode is just the perfect place to do this kind of work. So you can do it as long as you want. You can lie comfortably and prop yourself up with pillows and get really comfortable. Okay, number 2, you need to use your hand chakra. So everybody's got a hand chakra. We've got 2 of them, in fact, and there are little teeny chakras that come out the fingertips, but we're going to use the one in the center of the hand for this healing. This chakra has the capacity to both transmit and receive information. So we're going to be using both of those technologies for this particular healing effect. And the third thing that you need is your attention. And attention is the flow of divine being. It is the flow of that primordial intelligence that is the source of everything in the multiverse, directed through with the tool of intention. So intention causes attention to move. And attention, because by nature it is both manifest and unmanifest, it is wholeness, it is complete. So where it goes, it brings completion, resolution, totality, wholeness. Let's get started. Take the hand chakra. We're going to do this together. And then once you have, it's a pretty easy process, pretty easy algorithm. Once you have it memorized, you won't need to turn on this video in order to do it with me, but we'll do it together this time. All right, so use your hand chakra and bring the hand chakra to the area that's where the symptoms are. So let's say that's here on my arm. Okay, so you notice what I'm doing is I'm leaving space between the hand and the body, because we're working energy on energy here. It's actually a little bit easier to do it that way. You can prop up with pillows if you need, especially if you're laying down. First action step after placing the hand is to use the hand chakra in a receptive mode, because we need to take a read on the virus. Viruses, especially a virus that sits in the body for the long term, can tend to mutate a little bit, so it'll be slightly different. It'll feel slightly different in your body than it does in my body, for instance. But in general, the energy signature of the virus is one of being parasitic, invasive. It feeds off of your irritation and fear. It does not have your best interests at heart. So the personality of the virus feels really, really different from your personality. And it should be fairly easy after a moment or 2 of silence and being in receptive. The awareness is in a receptive mode. You're receiving. How do I isolate out? We're quarantining the virus, basically. You're feeling where it is versus where you are. That's what you're doing. And you're separating out. Find that boundary. Where do you end and the virus begins? And it moves around in a kind of a colony in the body. And the first thing you'll notice, even when your hand chakra is in receiving mode, is that the hand chakra in the area of the symptom tends to decrease the intensity of the symptom, almost from the very beginning. This will happen. The other thing you may notice is that when the virus notices your attention on it, it will start to move. This particular virus has this ability to migrate through the physiology. And when it moves, this movement, this migration requires a tremendous amount of energy on its part. And it puts it into flight mode. And a lot of the viruses will start to die as soon as it starts to move. So that's good. When you feel the itching starting to move to another location of the physiology, this is good. So we're there and we feel the virus and we're like, hey, I see you. So hand chakra number 1, receptive mode number 2, quarantine the virus by finding its energy signature and separating that energy signature from your personal energy signature. Remember, a lot of viruses will be chameleons, and they will manifest an energy signature that's similar enough to your personal energy signature that it's not completely easy to identify them. They do that. That's a survival technique that they have. So you have to be a little more clever than they are, which you already naturally are. And you have to isolate out based on the qualities of being invasive and not having your best interests at heart and being parasitic and exploitative like that. You look for those qualities and then you will find the virus. And he may be shrouded, the virus may be shrouded up, that colony may be shrouded up with some other energies that are specifically designed to keep you in the dark, but not in the dark any longer. Okay, now, at this point, the hand is on the symptom, the symptoms are already getting better, we've already found and located that virus and quarantined it. The next step is to go into transmission mode with the hand chakra. And here we speak to the virus and tell it that it's time to go. You've lived in my body long enough. God bless you for whatever I've gotten out of this experience that was of value, whatever sacrifice I made on your behalf. Now the time is done and you are leaving. And then, okay, so that's step number 3, right? Hand chakra is number 1, receptive is number 2, telling the virus it's time to go is number 3. Step number 4 is offering the experience, steps 1, 2, and 3, offering those steps to your own inner divine silence, your divine being, source of creation, source of all that is. And this shows that you mean business. It shows that you're here doing this and you're not messing around, man. You go into the highest. So what happens is divine being will look at the whole situation and will bring you more detailed information on the virus as needed, which you may need a little bit more information about that virus, about the extent to which it's spread through the body or where it's intending to move next, or more details about the actual nature of the energy signature of the virus. And that information will come in. It generally comes in through the crown of the head and is experienced in the Ajna chakra, which will give you the Ajna chakra, when it activates, it produces impressions and feelings and inner sensory experiences that literally give you more information. And you might notice one of the things that may come up at that time is the relationship between sugar consumption and that particular virus. It turns out this shingles virus loves sugar. It loves it. So that may be one of the technologies that you can use to help make that virus less at home in your body, is by reducing sugar intake. And it may not even mean cutting it out completely, but reducing it could be very helpful. Okay. So more information comes in. The increased information, hand is back here, wherever it needs to go on your body. The increased information is then offered with steps 1, 2, and 3. Now we add the increased information back to the source of divine being. At that point, you are fully educated. You have everything you need to get rid of the virus for good. So the next thing that you will receive, usually, as I said, being experienced through the crown of the head, is an energy signature, which is the antidote. It is the toxin that kills the virus. It is the death blow for that virus. It's an energy that you produce. Your body produces it at the causal level of the physiology. It also, this energy soothes and heals and comforts your flesh. So at the same time that it's killing the virus, it's also soothing and healing the trauma in the body associated with the virus's presence. And now you're really in transmission mode, full out. Because what happens is the causal body produces the medication, the light medicine, and it channels. Usually it will build up in the heart in this area here. And I found that a lot of times for certain kinds of illnesses, it'll build up right in the section between the throat and heart chakras, right there. And then this is our communication center, right? So we're sending that medicine, which starts to build up in this area, through the communication center, down the arm, and out the palm, right? So we've got a meridian that's running like that. So we're creating a loop. It's a loop. Energy medicine starts to build up in quantity here. You'll feel an energy build up in this area. And with your intention and attention, you direct it down the arm, out the hand, into the symptoms, into the area where the symptoms are, and directly into the personality of that virus. You target their personality with that medicine. And let me tell you, at that point, you're going to really start feeling some tingling sensations where the virus has been. You may feel that virus start to move, and you move with it, man. That virus is moving. You're like, you're not getting away from me. I know exactly where you are. So you follow it. It may not move that quickly. I've noticed that the virus will often take 24 hours to move. When I was doing it, I'd put the hand, and then the next day that area would be completely clear, but then it would have appeared over here or something, so, but nonetheless, wherever you feel that virus, you're on it with the energy medicine. If your shingles are very widespread, you can use this as the distribution point for the body, or you can even use this as the distribution point for the body and just intend it to go everywhere that the virus, everywhere you have symptoms, everywhere the virus is residing in the body. The beauty of this light medicine is that it is so deeply nourishing, and it creates a soft, blissful feeling in the cells. It works at a cellular level, the physiology. The other point, that's it. That's it, by the way, that's it. And you have the experience, and whatever you experience, you keep offering it back to your divine silence. You're done. Okay, but there's one more thing to be added, which is everybody needs a supportive upgrade for the immune system. Because on some level, the light medicine is going in and it's affecting that virus at its astral body, at its etheric body, and its emotional body. You're affecting it. But at the physical level, there are bacteria in your body, your good, healthy bacteria, which are going to kill that virus. That up till now, those bacteria haven't been smart enough or strong enough or clear enough. They haven't been able to separate out what's an enemy and what's a friend, or whatever their case. So we're supporting them in this particular healing I'm now looking out into the field of YouTube land, as I have been, but now I'm looking into the bodies. We look into the physical body and the thymus, which is right here in the middle of the heart chakra area, receiving an upgrade of information in the heart chakra. This upgrade of information and strength is opening internal communication channels between the astral body and the thymus, the immune system. I'm also suggesting that you look at my free video on digestive healing, digestive mastery healing video, because that video will give an upgrade to your microbiome, which is also an important player in the healing process, particularly for healing viruses, but not absolutely necessary. Right now, you'll be receiving that upgrade, opening channels of communication between or clearing, looks like fogginess, misconception, there are lack of self-trust, clearing lack of self-trust which is sitting like nodes against the nervous system. Little calcified structures against the nervous system are being dissolved, again with light medicines that you're producing. You're doing it. I'm just reading it. I didn't plan this part of the healing. I just knew that I'd be reading off of what everybody's physiologies are doing. And so I'm just reporting your healing. You're amazing. Your amazing healing that you're doing. Clearing these nodes of calcifications against the spine that are associated with lack of self-trust. There are also belief patterns that are in the heart chakra area associated with beliefs in suffering. Nature of life is to suffer, and I deserve to suffer, and no, I'm not divine. And what illusion? We're clearing illusion. What in this entire universe is not made by God? What? Everything is. Even incompletions, even sufferings, everything, 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 to the smallest particle of creation is made of pure God material. Everything. These imbalances, like the irritation on the skin or whatever, the shingles, they present themselves in the physiology for the sake of upgrading your ability to do what you do best, which is bring the light of divinity into the darkness of creation and illuminate the darkness and recreate a heavenly condition for yourself and for everyone. That's why it's there in the first place. Astral body is also receiving an upgrade, download of information for the astral body to recognize viruses before they enter the physiology at the astral level. That's where they like to enter. And eliminate them before they ever get anywhere near your physical body. May this download be extremely useful for you in many cases and situations. If you have any questions, you can leave comments in the box below. You can visit my website. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for being with me. And may you never suffer from itching and shingles again, no matter how hot it gets outside. Thank you for being with me.